Welcome everybody to Hibiscus Sports Complex here in Mount Gravatt as the Southwest Metro Pirates host the Logan Thunder in the final QBL regular season matchup for both of these teams. I'm John Guarna. I'm joined tonight by Dave Derwin and Dan George. Dave, this is traditional rivalry here in the QBL. It's a big matchup. Unfortunately for Southwest tonight, they're coming in short-handed. Do they have enough talent on the court tonight to win the game?
Well, they do, and I think it just depends on how big they're going to play. Obviously, they're down a couple of guards, and the game actually has a little impact on the final structure for next week. But certainly both teams are looking, obviously, for advantages next week. I mean, Logan need a bit of redemption. They were hit and miss last week. They had some good bits, and then I think the attitude kind of let them down when they needed to fight. And so hopefully that's what they're looking for tonight, I think, to put Pirates to the sword.
And Dan, these two teams will actually match up next week in the finals. So do you show your cards in this matchup tonight? What do you do heading into this matchup, knowing you're going to see this team again next weekend?
Well, I think by this stage of the season, most coaches who do it properly, which these two guys do, they would have done their scouting already. So there's probably not that many surprises. And these guys might bring in a wrinkle or two next week. But I think tonight, you just play the way you want to play, focus on your stuff, make sure you get through the sets you want to get through, execute well. And if you can do that, knowing that the game result doesn't really matter, if you can execute and do what you need to do tonight to take care of yourself, then I think that's going to put them in a pretty good place moving forward next week. And if I'm Southwest, I'm probably looking for Tanner McGrew to have a massive night, just given the other guys that aren't here. So it'd be a great matchup with him and Mitch Young in the middle, because that will be an important one next week when Brendan Tees steps back in, hopefully, for the Pirates.
Yeah, and you mentioned Tanner McGrew. I've seen him play, but we've yet to be able to feature him on a QBL TV Game of the Week. What can the fans expect out of McGrew tonight, Dave?
Yeah, he's a beast. He's one of the perfect imports. No nonsense. 20, 14, 2 assists, does all the things, hits guys, sets screens. So I think he's a great import. He's like your typical, or the typical import you'd love to have in your program. So I think that's obviously the key for him. And again, it's getting involved some of the other guys, right? I mean, Southwest have got a big lineup tonight, and Piddle and Vines will get a lot of action at the guard spot, and young Southwest guy Jai Blackman obviously get a bit of burn too, I hope.
And what does Logan have to do, though, Dan, to bounce back off the tough loss from against Brisbane last week?
Well, hopefully you just put it down to a bit of an abnormality, meaning we had a tough loss. It's not what we wanted to happen, obviously, on our home court, but we're a good team. We know we're good. So I think just focus on what's got you to this point and just forget about last week. Let's focus on getting through our stuff and executing tonight and making sure that we go into the finals with some momentum.
Yeah, well, we're going to get set for the tip here. It's going to be Mitch Young and Jason Conrad getting set to tip. As Dave, you said, it is a huge lineup for Logan. You've got, for Southwest, Stephen Kerr's right now matched up with Sean Carroll.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're going to obviously miss, the best those of the world, but Piddle gives them that, which is great energy and good defensive principles.
Yeah, and Piddle gets the steal off the first possession. It's a 3-guard lineup here for Logan tonight. Mick Cedar has the matchup with Tanner McGrew. You got to think Southwest is going to look to attack that. McGrew picks up his dribble, hits Vines. Vines out to Piddle, wide open for 3. It's up. It's good. They're going to call it a 2. Piddle's foot was on the line. Nice ball movement early for Southwest. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see too, Dan, if Southwest goes to a bit of a zone tonight with that size, right? Try and limit some of that 3-point shooting Logan likes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you got to play to your strength, and if someone like Brendan Tees is not in the lineup, that means you make adjustments. And if they can play big and clean the boards and control transition buckets for Logan, then why wouldn't you? And I think you'll see some zone mixed in at some stage for sure.
Conrad has it now. He's going to square up, heads it out to McGrew. McGrew's trying to back down, kicks it out to Conrad. He fires a 3. That's off the front of the rim. Zapakis with the rebound. I don't think that's the shot you want if you're Southwest.
Yeah, I don't think, he's not shooting a huge amount of threes, and it's not in a great clip either.
Yeah, a bit sloppy here from Logan. Southwest looking to attack with Piddle. Piddle flips it in with the left hand. That's good.
Yeah, he's been good since he's came in this year. I've been really impressed with what he contributes for them. So tonight might be a good game where he can get 30 minutes and see what he can do.
Young drives baseline. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Someone needed to help McGrew there. He was left out on the island, and you got to think that Southwest is going to look to help on Mitch Young every time he gets a touch in the paint.
Well, if we don't have Teasy, we don't have Besto, McGrew's going to have to put up some numbers. So I want him to save some energy on D and not get in foul trouble. So if they let him play one-on-one with Mitch Young, he's capable, but I wouldn't run the risk of getting into foul trouble. So I'd absolutely send some help.
Yeah, and especially too, they were a bit light on bench-wise, Southwest tonight, so they really can't afford that.
Here goes Mitch Young. He's up. He puts it down with the one hand. Mitch Young can hammer him. He brought the thunder on that one, Dan.
Well, I'm standing up. I'm here to see throwdowns.
Miscommunication there from Vines to McGrew. Bit of a turnover there for Southwest. It's 4-4 here with about 7:45 to go. Tommy Amar's checked in for Logan. So Tommy has been starting all season. Tonight he comes in off the bench. Cedar kicks it to Amar, but he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to read into that, Johnny. Tommy tweaked his ankle last week, and so I think that was kind of the main reason. But like we talked about it, I like it when Carroll's in the roster, at the one, I think, and I think I think Logan's deadlier when he's at the one.
I've seen Carroll, and with a game at Brisbane, he shot Logan to the win in that game.
Yeah,
he's for a veteran guy, you couldn't ask for a better guy to come in and give you minutes. Whatever minutes he gives you, it's going to be quality.
Yeah, and he obviously a seasoned Siebel guy, back your way, Dan, too. So a seasoned vet.
Well, he's done it all. And he's just one of those smart players that will get shots to the right person. But, I mean, to the Tommy Amar point, starting on the bench, but he's subbed in really quick, and he gives Logan some size, which takes away a lot of the strength of Southwest. Since we were just saying how big they are, Tommy can guard a 4, he can guard a 5, but he can guard a 2 as well.
Yeah, Conrad goes right at him, though. Shoots over Tommy Amar.
Yeah, I like that from Conrad. I'd like to see a bit more of that. I think I like his aggression, as opposed to sort of falling in love with some of the jump shots. Like to see him take it to him.
Yeah, 8-6 the lead with a Justin Baker jump shot. They're looking to isolate on Stephen Kerr every time they have the ball on the offensive end. Kerr going to clear out.
And Baker's probably looking to have a bit of a bounce back game. He struggled last week.
Kerr takes the pass in the chest and loses it out of bounds. Piddle getting up him a bit. You don't necessarily mind that.
Yeah, just silly errors though, right? You can't have that. Got to look after the pill.
So Boardman checks in for Stephen Kerr. 6-all, 6:20 to go. I like the intensity though out of both teams. Southwest really fighting through everything here as Carroll fires a 3 that's short. Vine skies for the rebound. Nice defensive board from the captain. He kicks ahead to Conrad, goes right at the bucket. Layup is good, and the foul. How about the reverse layup there from Jason Conrad, using the basket for protection and flipping it up and in.
Sweet move from the big man.
That was a bit Thunder Dan George-like.
The great thing about not playing anymore and playing in the largely pre-internet live streaming era was that people might believe that was what I was out there doing, but I'll take it.
Got to give you love, Thunder. Conrad finishes the three-point play, and it's a three-point lead for Southwest. Here's a bit of trap here, and Piddle steals the pass. It's a 3-on-1. Good dish to Vines, who finishes strong. I like the action here at Southwest. They're underhanded. They're going to try and junk it up a little bit.
Yeah, and again, I think, perhaps it's one of those things with Logan. They haven't seen the size, right, of this group. I mean, they'd have to be the biggest group right now. In that sort of top 4.
Good dish there from Carroll to Baker. His jumper short. McGrew skies for the rebound. Tanner McGrew has a double-double every single game so far this season. Vine steps into a jumper. That's wet. And it's 13-6 the lead here for Southwest. They're dictating tempo. Cedar inside to McGrew, to Tommy Amar. Jump shot from Baker is good.
Well, it was all jump shots from Logan, and Baker's obviously hit a couple, which have been much needed. I think if that had have missed, Derek Rucker's calling a timeout. But yeah, I mean, Southwest is going inside and getting good looks, whereas Logan's all jump shots. So I mean, whoever controls the paint tonight going to go a long way towards winning. So we'll see what adjustments Logan make.
Conrad with the jumper.
Yeah, and you know too, Dan, last week, obviously, we talked about it in the call. The points in the paint were at a really good clip. It's just that they preferred shooting threes for both teams.
Yeah, Baker hits another one here. That's Logan's game. They'll take it. If you give them a three, they'll take it without hesitation. They shoot it at a pretty good clip. They're down 4. Pirates coach Nate Tate looking to call a timeout here. Pittle's jumper is off. He gets his own rebound. What a rebound there from Luke Pittle. Skips it. It's tipped out of bounds off the hands of Mick Cedar. Coach Tate's going to get that timeout, so we'll take one as well. Got about 4:20 to go in the first quarter. It's a 15-11 lead for Southwest over Logan on QBL TV. Presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Coaches can exchange game footage with their entire league, all from one place. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
All right, back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's a 15-11 lead for Southwest over Logan. Guys, Southwest doing a good job mixing up looks, especially defensively. We've seen a bit of press, we've seen a trap, and a bit of zone also.
Yeah, I certainly like a bit of the junking it up a little bit as far as different looks, especially just showing them different things. I don't think enough teams do that sort of stuff. You know, no one full court presses in the QBL unless they're sort of down 12. And half-court traps can be effective too. It's all good, you know, utilizing, burning some clock, etc. And again, just putting some guys under pressure.
Bit of zone here from Logan. They've had some success with it so far this season. It's that 1-2-2 almost. Good pass to Conrad. It's tipped away though and stolen. Baker has it. He's going to settle things down for the Thunder. Spaukus in the corner now. Going to work it around the perimeter. Taylor, now Cedar. Cedar puts the ball on the deck, kicks it out to Amar. Actually to no one. It goes out of bounds. It's a turnover for Logan. It's a pretty fast-paced game so far to start here early. Which team, Dan, do you think that favors the pace of action so far to start?
Well, I think in the long run, it favors Logan. I just think that if they can get out in transition and play the quicker game, given the size and the lineup that they've got with Baker at the 5, it favours them. I'm not sure that the big bodies of Southwest can play at that pace for 40 minutes.
Boardman finds the elbow, jumper falling. 19-13, and zone at the moment for Logan. Southwest is finding the gaps. Tommy Amar fires the 3. There's the equalizer. The 3-point shot is the great equalizer in the game of basketball these days.
And if you're Logan, it's the preferred shot, right?
It is, and you know they have the guys who can do it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, on Dan's point around how this game keeps going, some of the guys for Southwest, you know, they're not going to be used to playing the minutes, and so that really could be an issue late in the game.
Guy looking inside, pass stolen by Baker.
And I think just carrying on from that as well, I reckon this zone, I mean, it's not a great zone from Logan. They've got some great players, obviously, but the zone is just a standard zone they're running. But you can just see Southwest coming back with a couple of turnovers late in the shot clock. They don't really know what they're doing structurally. I mean, they've got to find ways to get McGrew looks, and if Coach Rucker can keep switching it up like this, taking them out of their stuff, I'm just not sure that they're going to be able to hang with them for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So Southwest has to find a way to get shots from the right guys, and without Tolo, without Besto, without TZ, they've got to find a way to get McGrew some looks, and so far Logan's taken it away. Yeah,
I think, and you know, we covered them last week too, Dan, and again, there's lots of gaps. It's quite a loose zone, you know. I mean, they're not protecting the paint as well as other teams do, in my opinion, and there was certainly gaps there with Piddles and Vines, etc.
Yeah, Vines doing a good job getting his feet in the paint, finding Sean Guy for the layup. Vines looking to be a lot more aggressive tonight here early in this first quarter as well.
Yeah, and the zone also could be handy if Southwest can slow it down make the zone fatigue and shift them, then also that'll help them with the tempo. I think the tempo is going to be key for them.
And Mitch Young gets called for the over-the-back foul there.
I think they want an old-fashioned, 80-point game, right? As opposed to last week's pace where...
Well, I think Logan want to make Southwest take perimeter shots and grab the board and run.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they're looking for. And so if Southwest can play some structure and get Logan to play D for 15, 16 seconds, that's the neutralizer to me.
Yeah, you definitely want to take shots in that last third of the shot clock. And at the moment, Southwest is doing a good job of moving the ball around and shifting the zone.
McGrew goes right at Young. He hits the layup and he's fouled. Just as we said, McGrew needs to get involved. He forces it to the paint and lays it in.
Well, that's just a quality player making himself involved, not waiting for someone to go looking for him, but it also gives Mitch Young his second foul in 2 possessions, over the back on offense and then there. So the more foul trouble they can get him into, obviously, brings Ilya Baldwin into the game, and I reckon McGrew would prefer that matchup. And that's no disrespect to Ilya, he's a great player, but Mitch Young's just on another level to most bigs in this league.
Yeah.
And Coach Rucker letting Young roll with 2 fouls. He hasn't gone to the bench yet. Baker's baseline jump shot's good. Baker's starting to heat up, and couldn't ask for a better sign for the Thunder here early. Bit of a horn set here. Vines goes inside to McGrew on the block. He's double teamed, kicks it out to the captain, who's going to fire the 3, top of the key. It's off. Boardman nearly comes down with it. Baker does, though. Instead, he's going to push the pace for Logan. Kicks it out to Taylor. Taylor dumps it inside, stolen by Vines. Vines, good hesitation dribble, goes right at Luke Cann, lays it in.
Good finish from Vines. Again, making the action happen, taking it right into the body of Cann, finishing at the top.
Yeah, Vines has an opportunity really to get a little more aggressive tonight. Baker gets guy to leave his feet, can't finish. McGrew loses it out of bounds. They're going to say it went off the hands of Mitch Young. Jason Conrad going to check in for sticks. Sean Guy giving the Pirates some quality, some decent minutes here early.
I think you'll see we'll have to check if the horn doesn't get worn out tonight, right? With the bigs rotation to Southwest. I think there'll be sub.
You have to.
Yeah. Sure. Because they're kind of really only about 7 deep tonight, right? Steve Kerr, Jai Blackman aren't going to get big minutes. And Boardman's a young fella who is coming on, so.
And Boardman, though, coming back from a bit of an injury. This is his first game back in a little while, so can't expect him to give you tremendous amount of minutes tonight, although he's been out there. You see he's got the shoulder taped up pretty tight there. Now Logan back in that man-to-man. Piddle is isolated now on Young. Picks up his dribble, finds Vines out to Conrad, who fires a 3. It rolls in and out, and Baker comes down with it. Certainly doesn't hesitate to shoot, does Jason Conrad. Young's going to fire a 3. Under pressure, it's off. McGrew tips it, and that's the end of the first quarter. 26-18. Pretty good pace, fellas. What are your thoughts quickly on the first quarter?
Yeah, I think Southwest have done a good job controlling the game. I think that's the key right there. And again, defensively, what I like to see from Logan is they got to take a bit more of a stand. Like last week we talked a little bit about. If they want to be a contender, they got to be better defensively.
Dan?
I agree totally. I would have expected a bit more urgency from Logan. Maybe the dead rubber helps them look ahead a week, when really they got to say, tonight we're going to send a message to ourselves that we're going to play a certain style heading into the finals, and I would expect their intensity to pick up here, because so far they don't look like a contender to me.
Yep.
26-18 the lead for Southwest over Logan here on QBL TV. Presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, my name is Jade and I play basketball for Queensland.
Well, some of the great things about the Aussie Hoops program would be the younger kids, developing their skills at lower ages.
The thing I love about playing basketball would be working as a team. I also love the energy and the atmosphere basketball has.
Favourite training session of the week would be my club training. It's more involved than just individual sessions.
If a kid approached me about playing basketball for the first time, I would definitely tell them about how much fun it is. Basketball's a game for everyone, and it's also an all year round sport.
It doesn't matter what shape or size you are, give basketball a go.
Welcome back to the Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's the Southwest Metro Pirates leading the Logan Thunder 26-18 at quarter time. Second quarter just underway. Take a look at that first quarter stats. Southwest shot 70% from the field. They were 12 of 17. They haven't hit a three just yet. Leading the way for Southwest is the captain, Ryan Vines, with 8. McGrew goes to the basket, lays it in with the right hand. I was looking for the hammer.
I wanted the hammer.
Logan in the first.
No weak stuff in here.
Logan in the first quarter also shot at 50%. So both teams are finishing their shot opportunities.
Yeah, and that's the thing we talked about, right? It's just too easy. You can't be a 70% team. So yeah.
And Mitch Young aggressive, flips it in with the right-handed hook shot. I like when Mitch Young takes it off the dribble. I don't think we've seen that enough out of him this season.
Yeah, especially considering he was really effective over in his college, right? In that sort of similar role.
Conrad hits a jumper. Dan, I know you love a big man who shoots the Jimmy.
I'm not sure I love a big man that falls in love with the Jimmy only, but a big guy that can step out and space the floor. It's worth a lot, but I mean, Mitch Young makes some great moves down there, as we saw in that last possession, but I mean, Southwest are obviously happy to play him one-on-one, which just helps them guard everybody else. I think most teams in this league would double Mitch Young in that position.
Yeah.
Which is why Sean Carroll shoots 48% from the three, because he's wide open.
Yeah.
So I reckon if you got McGrew, stay out of foul trouble, guard him one-on-one, and no one else is going to beat us tonight.
Yeah.
That would be my strategy if I'm Coach Tate.
And it looks like that's what he's gone with. McGrew's going to fire a three. That's off. Good offensive rebound and put back by Boardman. Increase the lead to 12.
That's what we're talking about before, fellas. I mean, if I'm chasing a title, you can't let someone walk in on a contested three and just get an uncontested putback. I mean, Logan have all the pieces to be a great squad, and I mean, their coaches been there and been successful. They've got great players. That sort of thing just can't happen.
Young puts it down with authority right in the face of the Southwest Metro Pirates. Let's see if that fires Logan up. Mitch Young, that looks like he might have hurt himself. He put it down with that much force.
Yeah, great drive from Cedar, hitting Mitch Young, filling down the middle.
Well, the pressure's on our production crew to have the replay facility in action, because that's worth a second look.
Yeah, right down the lane. Young comes down and throws it down with the right hand.
Yeah, we talked about the Logan execution too, Jensen. I think they run some really good stuff when they run it, and when they run it, they look lights out. But unfortunately, they sort of break out of it a lot, and then settle for kind of whatever.
Vines' layup is missed. Here's Young with the rebound and pushing it up court. Picks up his dribble. Good ball movement here. Sapakis is open for three. It's well short, though. But again, Mitch Young draws the defense and creates an open shot for someone as Conrad puts it down with two hands on the other end. A lot of miscommunication here from Logan, and they're down 12, 34-22.
Yeah, just too easy. Going right down the middle, right?
Good help defense there by Conrad. Baker gets it inside. It's off. Boardman with the rebound. And Southwest is really just out hustling here. They want it more than Logan does at this point. Piddle gets the screen. He's working to attack the glass. Gets to the bucket. Can't finish. Boardman tips it, but Carroll comes up with it.
Yeah, Boardman's got to really set that pick and dive to the rim, right? He's a big rig and sets a good screen. He's got to just hit and dive, and that'll give Logan even more trouble, I think.
Pass inside for Young. He can't handle it. It's out of bounds. Body language here from Logan. A bit down for me. Their energy levels are a bit low, and they don't look like they're bringing much positivity to the court at the moment.
Yeah, and a good look right then. I mean, great look from Baker, looking for Mitch Young, and just missed it, unfortunately.
So Piddle has it now for Southwest. Now McGrew, one-on-one with Young, looking for the screen. Goes away from it, looking to back down on Mitch Young. He's double teamed, kicks it out. Conrad now Piddle with 3-2. He's got to get a shot off. Doesn't recognize it. It goes in the backcourt. That's a turnover, and that's poor communication from Southwest.
Well, you know, you can say poor communication from 5 guys and the 7 guys on the bench too, right?
Timeout taken on the floor. Let's see if we could get that Mitch Young replay coming into the break here. Here comes that Mitch Young hammer. Cedar drives baseline, dumps it off for Young, and he smacks it with the right hand. What a way to send us into the timeout. It's 34-22 for Southwest with 6:30 to go in the first half on QBL TV, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
Hi, my name is Jade and I play basketball for Queensland.
Well, some of the great things about the Aussie Hoops program would be the younger kids, you know, developing their skills at lower ages.
The thing I love about playing basketball would be working as a team. I also love the energy and the atmosphere basketball has.
Favourite training session of the week would be my club training. It's more involved than just individual sessions.
If a kid approached me about playing basketball for the first time, I would definitely tell them about how much fun it is.
Back to Hibiscus Sports Complex here as the Southwest Metro Pirates lead Logan Thunder 34-22, 6:30 to go. Don't mind the timeout here from Southwest. Jai Blackman checks in, another high-low big-to-big pass, nearly lost, but Logan recovers. Sapakis has it now. A lot of dribble, gets in the paint, flips it up. It's no good, but he's fouled on his way up. Daniel Sapakis going to go to the line for 2 shots as the captain, Ryan Vines, picks up his first personal foul.
Yeah, good D for Southwest then on that set. Held them for about 20 seconds and unfortunately just picked up the late foul and a good drive.
Yeah, it was a cheap foul. There wasn't a lot of contact in it, but if I'm Logan, there's 3 guys out there, or at least 2 that probably don't need to be guarded as much, and I think that's making those high-low looks a bit cramped because Southwest don't have to guard a couple of guys on the perimeter, which is why these players on the roster like Tommy Maher and Sean Carroll are so valuable because they just help space the floor out, whereas at the moment, Southwest can afford to really pack it in and make sure that the main 2 guys, Baker and Mitch Young, don't get looks.
Sapakis now has it for Logan. He goes into the block and Young. Saul has it over to Baker. Baker's going to fire a 3. That's good. Justin Baker cooking up a storm here for Logan. 34-26 the lead now for Southwest. Vines puts it on the deck. There's a bit of contact. Jump shot, though, for the captain is good. Vines also cooking for Southwest.
Well, you know, if I'm Ryan Vines and I see Saul in front of me, I've got to be pretty excited, right? And he's going to take that personally, I'd like to think.
Young gets it, looking to go at McGrew. Thompson's pass stolen there by Blackman, kicks ahead for Ryan Vines. Vines goes up, layup is blocked by Sapakis. Piddle recovers, jump shot is off, and Young gets the rebound, loses it, McGrew gets it. He loses it on the way up, but they're going to call a foul. That one's going to go on Mitch Young. That's his third personal.
Oh, no, they're going to put it on Thompson.
They're going to give it to Thompson, all right. So McGrew's going to go to the line for a couple of free throw opportunities here.
I tell you what I don't like is when guards get scared about that sort of chase down stuff. LeBron doesn't play in the QBL, right? So just lay the damn ball in.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Or, you know, if Vines is able, dunk it.
Well, you know Vines, you play with him. Have you ever seen him put one down?
Not in a game, but, you know. I'm not saying he can't. I mean, he can, maybe. You know.
I'm sure. I know he can. I've seen him put him down.
Just too many times guys miss layups like that, being too concerned about, you know, you're out in front.
Yep.
Get the ball on the glass. Sucker him in for a goaltend.
Here comes a bit of that 1-2-2 we saw earlier from Southwest. Pass is tipped away, nearly stolen there by McGrew. So that we said it earlier, guys, that trap, almost three-quarter court press, has really troubled Logan a bit.
Yeah, especially the size of Southwest, is good. I mean, I remember, many moons ago, Garnett used to play the point in Minnesota on one of their zone sets, and just him at the 4 spot was the 7'1" guy, often guarding guards, and so it can be quite imposing for guards to try and pass it around the perimeter.
Let's see if they go to it again. They're just going to go man here. Ryan Vines, though, guys, this guy's got his jumper going. The captain is just on fire for Southwest, and I've been very impressed with their defense so far. With 4 minutes to go in the first half, Logan's only got 28 points.
Yeah, it's struggling.
Well, it's a really important couple of minutes, I think, especially if I'm Southwest. For both teams, obviously, but Southwest have been playing great, and they've been on fire, but they can't let a 12-point lead become a 7 or 6-point lead going into the half. I mean, they should reward themselves, I think, and go in up 12, up 13, and be feeling really good about themselves. So it's a massive few minutes for them leading into the halftime break, and equally for Logan to try and come back and restore a bit of credibility almost, because so far they've been a bit underwhelming, especially offensively.
Yeah, a bit of confusion on the court there. I think everyone thought that was the second shot. Zapakis only took 1 of 2, so he's got another one.
Yeah, and we've talked about it last week too, around as we get into the serious end of the season, how you start, how you close out quarters is important, right? Good teams close out quarters.
Yeah,
go ahead, John.
As we mentioned earlier, these two teams will meet again here next week in the quarterfinals. Stephen Kerr turns the ball over yet again. That's a backcourt violation, so bit of miscommunication, but I think you need to step up the intensity from both for Logan tonight. They're just very flat. I'm really, really surprised, especially coming off the loss to Brisbane last week. That was a huge loss for them. Logan, if they won that game, they would have had potentially first place in the QBL in the home final as Thompson tips it in.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with the Southwest bench. That's basket interference. Dude grabbed the rim and the ball's popped in.
40-30 the lead.
All 3 refs
3:30.
missed that. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I agree. It was a different player that was on the rim that tipped it, but still.
Oh.
Nice pass, and Kerr finishes with 2 hands. The captain with the no-look behind the back pass. I know you'd love catching some of those, Thunder.
Anytime you're a big, you can get an easy bucket you don't have to pound for, you're pretty happy.
Kerr is going to foul Thompson on his way to the bucket here.
Big Stevie Kerr, though, at 6'11", he's got to rip the rim
big
down.
fella.
He's got to rip the rim down.
He has had 2 uncontested turnovers the last 2 times he's touched it, so just make the 2 count, baby.
Yeah, really soft turnovers.
Dunk the next one.
Zapakis gets to the rim. He's fouled by McGrew. So Zapakis going to go to the line for a couple shots again.
Good foul. I like that, Thunder. What do you think? You got to put the guards on their backside, right?
Well, I like it. Absolutely. No layups. And if you get beat that bad, you probably don't deserve help, but he's done the right thing and sent him to the line for 2, and it's his first foul, so he can afford to.
Yeah, that's huge for McGrew. 3 minutes to go, just picking up his first foul. The matchup, though, for the finals is set, so it is Southwest here hosting the Logan Thunder next week. With the loss last week to Brisbane, Logan lost any opportunity to host the final. Brisbane will also host Ipswich, and then the other matchup is Cairns versus Mackay. It depends on other results tonight as to who hosts that matchup.
Yeah, I think the other funny thing was last week we gave the Brisbane boys a 9.5 out of 10. Really played well, and then they go and lose to Toowoomba last night.
Well, when you run no structure and live and die by the 3, that's going to happen.
Yeah, but that was so good last week. Shared the ball, good defensively.
Piddle fires a 3. That's an air ball. McGrew saves it out to Vines with 5 on the shot clock. Jumper's up and good.
Wow, he doesn't look like missing tonight. He is on.
Vines now is 7 of 11 from the field. Cedar has been quite quiet so far. His jumper is wet. Mick Cedar gets on the board, cuts the lead to 10 for Southwest.
Yeah, it's only his third shot for the game. He's got to get more involved.
Jai Blackman puts it on the deck. His jumper is up and short. Mitch Young comes up with the rebound. I love it when he brings the ball up court. He'll hand off for Zapakis. Zapakis spinning baseline. Reverse layup is good.
Man, you know, nothing worse than the big guy not helping, right? Steve Kerr's got to be on split, and he's got to send that out. That's just, you know.
Well, he's been hurting them
Yeah.
tonight, to be fair, on both ends. So hopefully for his sake and the team, he can turn this around. But as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, we've now got 1:50 left, and it's an 8-point ball game. So Logan are just chipping away, and it's a momentum game. It's all about rhythm. And if they can go into the half, you know, down 4-5 or even up a couple of points, all this hard work from Southwest, which has been awesome, is for nothing.
Yeah.
Vine's open for three. The shot's up. It's off. Long rebound. Can Piddle save it? He can't. It's going to be Logan Ball. I saw him full speed looking in my direction. I thought, geez, I'm going to have him in my lap in about a half a second.
That's where we brace the table, and we use it as a good screen.
And we pray. Cedar now working on Piddle. Pass tipped by McGrew. G. McGrew, he's been quiet offensively, but he's been so active defensively.
Yeah, that's their 10th turnover already for Logan.
Then McGrew catches the Vines pass and finishes with the right hand. 10-point lead for Southwest, heading to about a minute to go in the first half.
And it wasn't like they were, you know, they're not like, you know, Southwest amazing defense turnovers, right? Just sloppy with the ball.
Thompson fires a three that's strong. McGrew tips it to himself, and he's busting out. He hands it to Piddle. Piddle goes right at the defense, flips it up and in, and he's fouled.
Well,
Great finish there by Piddle.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, the D-trans has been woeful for Logan tonight.
In the opening, we spoke about how do we approach it, knowing that we have the same matchup next week, and this is essentially a dead rubber. I mean, Coach Rucker, it looks like, is getting some minutes into some of these younger guys, and he's doing that maybe because they'll be needed in a week or two's time. But in terms of tonight's result, I mean, like you just said, double D, the trans D, and the defensive structures for some of these guys is not where you would expect it to be. And I guess Tommy Marr nursing a sore ankle maybe. Not going to play as many minutes as he will in the coming weeks, but those sort of errors hopefully don't carry over into finals basketball.
Yeah, and I think, you know, some of that stuff, you know, I'm big on the culture and the team identity, and you know, if you've got D-trans rules, I don't care if you're the 12th guy, you got to play by those rules, right? And that's the disappointing bit.
Thompson gets the offensive rebound, puts it up and in through the Boardman foul. There's a bit of energy from Logan. The bench likes it as well. Let's see if that can spur Logan. No, there's only 43 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah,
So
good,
as
good
big
job.
as Southwest are as well, they've got 3 5s out there essentially, and they've just given up an offensive rebound to someone averaging 1.2 boards a game, who's now going to the line for a 3-point play to make it a 10-point game going into the half.
Yeah.
These little lapses, if you're going to be a serious contender in finals basketball, just can't happen.
Yeah. And especially considering that, you know, they're really good. They're 3 good rebounders too.
Absolutely.
Generally.
No doubt about it.
McGrew gets it now. Gets it to the other big, Jason Conrad.
Yeah, Boardman, you know, Boardman was had a real good rap on him coming up, but had a few injuries that sort of stifled his development a little bit. So hopefully he can get healthy.
How about Tanner McGrew taking it outside and hitting the wing three?
He can do anything. He's QBL all 5 right now. Yeah, this year.
If he's not up, if he's not in there, the voting is off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baker using the pump fake, puts up the floater, it's off, and McGrew comes up with the rebound. He's going to bust out, but that's the end of the first half, and it's a pretty exciting first half, especially if you're a Pirates fan. Southwest goes into the break up 13. Guys, before we head into the halftime, quick thoughts on the first half action for both teams, Dave.
Yeah, if you're Southwest, you're feeling really good about yourself. If you're Logan, you're not.
It's as simple as that.
It really is.
If I'm Logan, I want to see them come out and say, we're going to run this to get Mitch Young a look right here, or we're going to run this to get Cedar a 3 right here. They're lacking structure, and I think that poor offensive structure is leading to some easier buckets for Southwest. So I think they've got to take a bit more control over themselves in the second half.
And how about defensively, guys? How do we think both teams are going? For me, Southwest, I think, has dictated the pace on both ends of the court this game. And they've, I've been really impressed with Southwest. I was expecting a sloppy game because they're missing so many key pieces, but they look like a well-oiled machine. They look like a contender as opposed to Logan.
Yeah, I think, I'll just take the first bit. Johnny, we were saying how rubbish Southwest were early in the season, right? And they're peaking at the right time. So, you know, good if you're a Pirates fan.
Well, and Logan might have walked in here tonight and gone, well, Brendan Teese isn't playing, Jade Bairstow's not playing, Tolo's not here, but we're going to kill these guys tonight. So I would expect, sitting out here on the bench, to hear Derek Rucker from here yelling at his team in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I would expect him to give them the rocket and for them to come out with some fire, structurally get through their stuff. Mitch Young should break the damn hoop in the second half because they should be playing that hard.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens, guys. It's halftime here, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back with some first half statistics and the second half action as Southwest leads Logan 52-39 here on QBL TV, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Coaches can exchange game footage with their entire league, all from one place. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
Hi, my name is Jade and I play basketball for Queensland.
Well, some of the great things about the Aussie Hoops program would be the younger kids, you know, developing their skills at lower ages.
The thing I love about playing basketball would be working as a team. I also love the energy and the atmosphere basketball has.
Favourite training session of the week would be my club training. It's more involved than just individual sessions.
If a kid approached me about playing basketball for the first time, I would definitely tell them about how much fun it is. Basketball's a game for everyone, and it's also an all year round sport.
It doesn't matter what shape or size you are, give basketball a go.
back with you here at the Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's halftime between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Logan Thunder. It's 52-39 the lead for Southwest, guys. Very good first half, exciting action up and down the court. Taking a look at the stats, and Southwest has 3 players in double figures led by the captain, Ryan Vines. 14 points and 7 assists. He's been the player of the game for me thus far. What about you, Dan?
Well, no doubt. I think he's, stats-wise, produced numbers, obviously, which they've needed, but he's controlled tempo. And I think he's helped them stay in their systems really, really well. And I'm looking for more of the same, and I think a big fella like McGrew's going to love it when the point guard takes control like that. So as far as I'm concerned, Southwest in the driver's seat for that exact reason.
Dave, let's take a look at Logan's stats.
Yeah, well, Baker's been doing his thing, obviously, with 12 points. And Sepakis has 7, but that's kind of all she's written. You know, they really got to get the ball into Mitch Young. I mean, we talked about it last week. I think he had 4 of 8 for the game last week or something. That's just not enough. You know, again, just that simple stuff of even the. I like Mitch Young when he's in the block, right, feeding him, and then he can look for that cross-court pass, which then, you know, creates opportunities for Cedars and Carrolls and like. So. That's why I want to see him get some more touches in the low block.
Yeah, Coach Rucker went deep to his bench in that first half. Let's see what adjustments he's made at halftime. And we see Young immediately in the block going against McGrew. Left-handed hook shots, no good.
Great move early, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, good aggressive move there from Mitch Young, trying to get a shot off. And guys, don't forget also, though, this game is the Carly Adams Foundation matchup annually between Southwest and Logan as Tanner McGrew gets the shot to fall, but they're going to say the foul was on the ground. No shot going to count. I see the look of shock on your face there, Thunder. Does it hit you? It doesn't count.
I don't know how that doesn't count. I mean, did he dribble it after he got fouled? I don't think so.
No.
So how does that not count?
Well,
I don't know.
As I was saying before the break, though, the Carly Adams Foundation matchup, it goes, all proceeds from tonight will go to the Carly Adams Foundation in the fight against melanoma and all skin cancers. Guys, if you can, visit the Carly Adams Foundation website, make a donation, and help us fight the terrible disease that's melanoma and skin cancer.
Yeah, better tempo early from Logan, and Tommy Amar hitting the nice baseline left-hand layup.
Logan coming out with better energy also, and a couple of sloppy plays from Southwest to start the half.
Probably because of that spray that Dan was saying Rucker would have given him.
It's interesting to see Tommy starting the half as well. Obviously came off the bench in the first half, but I mean, I think Coach Rucker's going with a pretty familiar group, and they've come out as we expected them to come out. I mean, these guys are legit contenders.
Yeah.
Good coach, good roster. And they're playing like it in the first minute and a half.
Well, they didn't look that way in the first half.
No,
the adjustments have been made, and they've cut the lead to 8 now. It's 52-44.
Yeah, Southwest have got to do a better job on that pin down. That's one of Logan's favorite sets, is that weak side pin down. And Baker sets a good pick, looking for Cedar coming off.
Cedar steps into another 3 that rattles out. On the other end, Sepakis with a great block on the captain, Ryan Vines. Vines looking to stay aggressive here. Boardman thinks about a jumper, instead enters it to McGrew. Great spin move, and he's fouled on his way up, so he's going to go to line for 2 shots. I like that from Southwest. Kind of settle things down, get it inside, and look for the easy bucket.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's interesting. I don't know about yourself, Dan, but a lot of teams are going away from that simple stuff. You know, points in the paint, get to the foul line, put them under pressure. It's just good basketball.
I think a lot of the time we have to try and outsmart ourselves on a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Let's just run some simple sets, get it to our beast down low, get it to our shooters on the wing, and just let them play.
Yeah.
And McGrew going to miss the first, so he'll go to line for the second one. That's up. That's short as well, so 0 of 2 from the line from Tanner McGrew. Here's the man. Cedar working against Piddle. He's going to pop from the baseline. That's rolls in. Thought it was in, thought it was out, but it went in.
I think he's a little bit more aggressive, huh? I mean, 4 shots in the first 2.5 minutes. I think he's going to take it upon himself to get the boys back involved.
I mean, so he should.
Yeah.
I mean, if Logan's going to win a title or at least contend for one, they need Cedar dominating.
Yeah.
McGrew forces it and loses it to Sepakis. Sepakis tries the Euro step, loses it on the way up. Baker recovers, but he travels.
I mean, the way I see it, fellas, Logan need to find ways for Mitch Young to give us 20 and 10 every night. Then to find ways for Cedar to give us 20 and 8 every night. And they've got to get Baker and these other guys just to do their thing.
Well, the energy, Dan, and the production so far from Logan has certainly improved here in the second half. Defense, though, is where they've really improved. They're shutting the Pirates out here for the most part. Vines,
Nice
no-look pass
pass
for Boardman, finishes. Good look there by the captain.
Great pass. Interesting too, Johnny, one of our favourites, Elliot Baldwin, who's given him good minutes, hasn't seen any action yet.
Cedar coming off that screen,
Which is
like you said.
because, you know, try to counter some of Southwest size, right?
Well, they're doing it through Mick Cedar now. He's definitely heating up here in the second half. He hits another jump shot. Lead still at 6 for Southwest. So Logan has halved it so far with about half of the third quarter gone. Piddle's 3 is off. Cedar with the rebound. He kicks ahead for Baker, who's leaked out.
Timeout needed here from Southwest.
He lays it in.
Yeah.
Coach Tate letting him go. Here comes the timeout, though. He just requested it. Lead now down to 4, 54-50.
Great energy from Logan, good trans, and a really bad start from Southwest in the first few minutes.
It's we've seen Logan go to the zone when they struggle as Conrad misses the jump shot. Logan has an opportunity to cut to 2, maybe even 1 with a 3 here. As the timeout is ready to call, Cedar kicks it to Baker. His 3 is up, and that's too strong. Would have liked Mick Cedar to take that one. Be selfish on that possession.
Yeah, especially considering the first few shots that he had taken, which were look good.
Vines has it, kicks it to McGrew. McGrew pump fakes, gets to the free throw line, throws
Oh.
up the floater. It's soft, gets his own rebound, and
He
puts it
thought
back
he
in.
was Tony Parker right there. The big dog says, "I got a little French floater for you."
That's got to be one of the greatest shots in the NBA history, that Tony Parker floater.
I thought you were talking about the Tanner one. I'm like, are you kidding?
Didn't look pretty.
No offense, Tanner. It was so
Sapakis hits a 3, and Coach Tate gets that timeout. 56-53 the lead. We'll take a break as well, as Southwest now clinging to a 3-point lead with 5:10 to go in the third quarter here on QBL TV, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Coaches can exchange game footage with their entire league, all from one place. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
Back with you here at the Hibiscus Sports Complex, and Logan has cut the Southwest lead from 12 to 3 with 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Guys, it's been on the defensive end for Logan, and the defensive intensity has translated to easy buckets on the offensive end for the Thunder.
I agree totally, and this is the sort of effort that we would have expected them to start the game with. And our comments in the first half were just more of disappointment with how they came out and approached the game. But I mean, this is the effort that we expected to see. And you're right, defensively, their energy has been awesome, and that's led to some transition buckets. But even in the half court, they've been executing really well. So now the test is on Southwest to see how do you respond to that. Can you execute your stuff? Because so far you've struggled to find good looks.
Vine's jumper is no good, but he's fouled by Sapakis. I think that was a bailout because Southwest didn't get into their set until there was about 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Yeah, I think back to Dan's point too. If I'm Coach Rucker and I don't see T's Bairstow on that, I want a 20-point victory, right? And I'm going to settle for nothing less. And so that's what they really should have come out like. And it's not just get a win; it's crush them. I'm going to see you next week, and I hope you know that I got you last week. I'm going to beat you again this week. So this last few minutes has been, heaps better from Logan.
You just want to play the game the right way.
Yeah.
And for Logan, that's high energy, dominate the defensive end, and get structures executed on offense.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing those three things, then you're disappointed. And It's been a tale of two halves, to use an old cliche.
Vines missed 2 free throws on the other end. Baker steps into an open 3, goes inside. Sapakis recovers. Reverse layup is good. The lead is 1 now for Southwest.
Even offensively, they're just struggling. You know, I think they want to, you know, as we were talking about again, just getting be a bit simpler too. Go to the old-fashioned on-ball. Vinesy's good in the on-ball.
Good entry pass to McGrew, goes through some contact, he misses, gets his own rebound. Going back at Baker, fading away, hits it, but they're gonna say he traveled.
Wow.
They call it travel or an offensive foul. I don't know what they call there. Nonetheless, it's a turnover for Southwest.
And McGrew's saying that's 2 that you've missed, 2 and 1s, and he's got a point.
Absolutely.
And Double D, to your point earlier, I agree. Let's simplify this. I would love to see them, Ryan Vines, dribble entry the wing, McGrew comes in on ball and space the floor. Let's play some 2-man games so we can get out of that.
Yeah.
Because those are the 2 guys that are going to get you a win if you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Great pass to Amar, who's open for 3. It's a bit strong. Conrad with the rebound. Vines has it now for Southwest. Kicks it to Piddle. Now things will settle down for Southwest. Nope, Conrad's going to fire the elbow jumper. That's off. Tom Amar with the rebound.
That's such a bad shot to me. I mean, you can get that shot at any time you want. You're under attack. Logan's playing really well. You've got to execute your stuff.
Young open for 3. He'll fire. It's short. I had a look at the stats. Mitch Young shooting about 44% on the season for 3 as Boardman fouls Baker on the way up.
Yeah, especially considering, you know, Jason Conrad's come through the collegiate system where, you know, it's a 45-second shot clock? I mean, you know, he's got to have some patience. I think he shot that at 20 seconds on the clock.
It was 18 seconds on the shot clock.
So, you know, just those quick looks, you don't need that right now.
Especially at this point in the game. You've gone from a 12-point lead to a clinging to a 1-point lead. Baker's now at the line with an opportunity to retake the lead for Logan. And it's been all Logan here in the third quarter. I think Southwest really, as you say though, I think they need to recognize what Logan's given them. They're playing a man. They're really shading towards Vine. They've done a great job shutting Vines out here in the quarter as Baker misses them both. Tommy Amar with good hustle, but Southwest comes up with it. You need to get Vines going to the bucket. That's a bad turnover there for Southwest. They had numbers on offense. They were 3 on 2. Sean Guy turns it over.
I think if you're going to wear sleeves on your arms like that, you can't have sloppy turnover. You'd better be a great player if you're going to dress like that.
Well, Coach Rucker was a great player in his day. He's going to take a timeout. He wants to gather the troops with 3:14 to go in the third quarter and his team down 1. We're going to take a break with you here on QBL TV, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
Welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as the Southwest Metro Pirates lead the Logan Thunder 56-55. It's been a spirited comeback by Logan. What does Southwest have to do to stop the bleeding?
I think just slow it down, get through their stuff. Again, they were patient in the first half, which is why they were good. And they really just weather the storm. Logan's lifted defensively, and Southwest just going to be confident.
And Southwest shot 70%, I think, in the first half. You're not going to shoot 70% for the game, so if you're not on fire, you better make an adjustment of how you're getting looked. And that's why I just think you can't run the same thing the whole game and expect a team like Logan not to adjust.
Good help defense there by Vines, and then he's fouled by Tom Amar.
Yeah, smart foul from Tommy to stop transition buckets.
On a bit of a rumor mill, you know, I hear Spartans are going to come back into QBL next year, possibly. Any?
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
because they're competitive in the Seaboard this year, but it's costing them a fortune.
Yeah.
And I'd rather them. I mean, that club was amazing to me when I got 6. This is not a negative comment, but I'd rather them spend 100 grand on the facility for the juniors than 100 grand on an average Seaboard team.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you on that. And I think for Spartans it makes sense. For the QBL competition it makes sense. I think from a basketball and a growth of basketball sport, it makes sense for everybody for Spartans to be in the QBL.
Well, the Spartans fans and the Spartans club would much rather see Spartans versus Capitals on a Saturday night than Spartans versus Northwest Tassie.
Surely.
So
100%.
I think it's better for everybody if they come back in, and hopefully the change of management allows them to come back in. As Sean Guy throws his mouth guard in disgust, maybe he just realised the sleeves he was wearing don't look as good as he thought they might. But to the point earlier, fellas, I don't think Southwest can run the same offense. Great move.
Yeah.
Great move there for Logan. But Southwest can't run the same offense and expect Rucken not to make an adjustment. So they've got to change what they run. So that's why I think let's go some two-man game. Vines, big fella on McGrew on the wing. Let's play out of that. Let's give them something different to defend.
Yeah.
And just on that bucket there by Sepakis in the foul, Dave, we've seen Logan a few times, and we keep saying every game we want to see Sepakis get to the rim more. Over the last couple weeks, last week, and even tonight, we've seen him be more aggressive, not settling for the jump shot and trying to get to the paint.
Yeah, he's been a lot better the last couple of weeks. And, I kind of was a little critical of him being a bit sticky with the pill. But I think he has played well the last couple of weeks, trying to mix his game up. And unfortunately, sometimes, how that's not an and one, I don't know.
They're
Oh,
teeing
come
someone
on, you
up.
can't take him for that.
They're giving it a tee. It looks like they're going to give it to Tanner McGrew.
You can't take him for that.
Wow.
That happens 4 times a basketball game.
Yeah.
You get a bucket, it's crowded, you throw it to the ref, he gives it to the player to take it out. That's unbelievable. In a game like this, 1-point game, at home on a night like this, come on. That's bad officiating.
Yeah.
That's just trying to. You're getting too involved in the game. You understand it's a passionate game. Everyone's a bit upset. They have been chatting to you a little bit, so you got to understand
let's
where
not
you're
forget
at.
that Tanner McGrew's had 2 and 1s wrongfully taken away as well. So that's just really bad officiating.
I was going to say, Jason Haig is not on Tanner's Christmas card list, that's for sure.
With the free throw.
3 dirty calls.
We're all
wrong.
knotted. We're all
wrong.
knotted up now at 58 guys. The intensity levels are going to jump from here. Young tries to go up. It's partially blocked by Conrad. Baker recovers and flips it in. So the intensity has definitely lifted from Logan with the way that the referees are calling the game and the physicality of the game. This game is heading for an exciting finish, fellas.
This is the game that we expected to see.
Yeah.
Sepakis with another huge block on Vines. Vines recovers out to Piddle. 3-pointer is up and good from Luke Piddle. So back and forth we go here from the Pirates and Logan.
Yeah, look good out of the hand from Piddle, and that's one of the things he's added is a more consistent outside shot.
Now Cedar leaving his feet, flips it up and in. Gee, Mick Cedar is just unbelievable.
Well, we give him Piddle a bit of love. He did a horrible defensive job of staying in front. You just got to have a better effort than that.
Well,
Cedar just walked down the middle of the paint.
Mick Cedar's not the easiest guy to stay in front of that
but
D-Love.
just a little bit better than that.
Look how easy.
Conrad with
I
the
was about to
three.
say, look how easy this is to defend, though. Logan had 5 guys in the paint.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to say, if Conrad's going to beat us from the 3, then congratulations. We'll live with that.
Taylor driving baseline. Floater is no good. McGrew with the rebound. Then he's fouled by Simon Taylor. Yeah, but I like that aggressive take there from Simon Taylor. He sees young Jai Blackman on him. He's going to go right at the young fella.
Yeah.
5 team fouls now for Logan. It's going to send Tanner McGrew to the line for 2 shots with about 42 seconds to go in the quarter.
And and that's we talked about that too last week. Simon Taylor's he can give them something, and I think they're going to need something if they're going to progress next week, other than the Cedar and Baker show. And because we're a broken record. Young doesn't touch the ball anywhere near like he should. So if Cedar and Baker are all your points, you need a 4th or 5th guy that can go get you 10 points as well.
Young has it top of the key. They work it around to Cedar. Now Baker on the block, going against Jason Conrad. Dribbles away from the double team out to Cedar now with 8. Cedar's going to fire a three. That's in and out. Young with the rebound, passes it to Taylor, who lays it in. There's Mitch Young showing off his touch. I want to see him with the ball at the elbow. I want to see him at the high screen or top of the key. Let him go to work.
That looked really easy what he just did, but getting a rebound and dishing it like that, that's a tough play to make.
McGrew for three to beat the buzzer. It's good. Simon Taylor's not going to get the shot off, and heading into the quarter time, that's a huge bucket for the Pirates to go up 5 heading into the fourth, guys. Logan fell asleep there at the last second, and McGrew made him pay.
He sure did. I mean, he's showing all the skills tonight. Down low in the post, controlling the boards. Second three, contested his hit. He's just a quality player, and this is going to be a great fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think for all the positives Logan brought in the first 5 minutes, they went back to the old ways the last 5, right?
It's a 5-point lead for Southwest heading into the stretch run. Guys, don't miss this final quarter action here on QBL TV, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Coaches can exchange game footage with their entire league, all from one place. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. 69-64 the lead, guys. It's a 5-point lead for Southwest heading in the fourth quarter. It's been an exciting game. I'm looking forward to an exciting finish, guys. What are our thoughts heading into the stretch run here, Thunder?
Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record and just say the same thing again, but I just think that so far we've seen Logan step up their energy. They've executed on defense and offense much better. And for Southwest, you've got to give different looks because you're becoming easy to guard, I think. So we'll see what they can come up with here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Conrad swatted by Mitch Young. I like the aggressiveness out of Conrad, but Mitch Young says, nah, ain't happening. But then a turnover on the other end. Logan cannot capitalize on that opportunity. Jai Blackman going to take a seat on the bench. Boardman checks back in.
Good move too. You know that I like that out of Conrad.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. Good move.
You gotta like the
going
aggressive
to the
play.
rim, right?
Yeah.
You'd rather that than a 18-foot jump shot.
Absolutely.
Here's that. Let's see that if they get that high screen and roll going for Vines and McGrew. Piddle hits Vines on the baseline. Jump shot is up and good. Captain had a quiet third, but he hits his first shot of the fourth.
I don't know. Did he shot a ball? Did he shoot? Did he have one shot in the third?
Well, he's had a shot blocked in the third, but other than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true. I think Sapakis got him a couple times, you're right. But he was hot in the first half, and let's see if he can regain that.
Sapakis, top of the key, gets his feet in the paint, goes to the bucket, misses the layup. Conrad with the rebound.
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy going under on him on the screen. You know, for me, I think that's what you want out of him.
Piddle with the three. And Southwest has awoken here. They're up 10 now.
Good start from Southwest. Telling them that we are taking this game seriously because it's going to give us momentum for next week.
Now Baker has it. Top of the key looking inside for Young. Spins baseline up and under. Kicks it out for Sapakis. Now Baker, top of the key, three is up. It's strong. Same team. Vines gets the rebound. We'll give Vines that one, hey?
Yeah.
Now Vines attacking the defense, goes right at Cedar. He's swatted again by McCedar. This time McGrew, though, with the three. That's short. Cedar comes up with the defensive rebound.
Again, quick shots. Again, I don't know. Is that a rhythm jumper? Is that an okay shot? You happy with that?
McGrew's three in transition you're talking about? I think he does enough to deserve a green light, and if he feels it, he's got to be able to take it.
And Mitch Young gets called for the offensive foul.
More
Vines,
interesting officiating. I'm not sure about that.
Vines got caught up in the Mitch Young screen.
I was about to say, like, this isn't overly negative. I'm not sure I like Saposkis running the point at all for Logan. I was about to say, I'd love to see them get Sean Carroll, because Sean Carroll is going to make sure that Cedar gets a shot. He's going to make sure that Mitch Young gets a shot. He's going to make sure Baker gets a shot.
Yeah.
Saposkis, I just think they just lack structure with him at the point guard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think I've said it, similar, Dan, over the last couple of games we've called with Logan, and I think Carroll's just a bit more experienced. Is he? Wow.
They're going to give Boardman gets called for a 3-second call. Carroll, we haven't seen him really since the first quarter. One of the interesting lineups I thought that Coach Rucker ran out with was Carroll and Saposkis at the same time, and I quite like that with Carroll running the point and Saposkis playing off the ball. That 3-guard lineup had some good moments for Logan.
Yeah.
Cedar's jumper is off. Boardman with the defensive rebound. So both teams have gone somewhat cold here in the last few minutes. Conrad's going to fire another 3. That's good as well. So Jason Conrad heard what you said, Thunder, and he said, taste it.
Well, that's in my face. But if Conrad hits that to beat me, I'll tip my cap, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to do that all night. But
I don't know. I don't know if I like the fact that he just stood into it and went, boom, I'm shooting it, or I'm like, what are you doing?
On the other end, can we get Mitch Young and ISO somewhere? Like, let's run a set to get him a look.
Yeah,
I don't think he should go 2 or 3 possessions without getting a touch.
He should get a touch every possession.
And that doesn't mean he's got to shoot it.
No.
I mean, I think he's shown that he's a good passer. And he just draws so much attention that it frees everybody else up if he's getting touches of the ball.
Vines can't get the floater to fall. It's knocked out of bounds off of Boardman. I think at the moment Southwest is up 13. That 3-pointer from Jason Conrad. He's hit 2 in the fourth quarter here. He didn't come in shooting a good clip, but he's got a nice looking stroke.
Yeah, it is. And again, he's a big guy, so he can get it off over people.
Baker catch and shoot from the top of the key. That's off. Young recovers. He goes up with it, loses it out of bounds. He wanted the foul call. He didn't get it, but Logan will have possession. It's been an interesting game for the referees here. Baker loses it out of bounds. A lot of the referees letting a lot of the stuff you expect them to call go, and calling some of the stuff you'd think they'd let go.
Well, you just want it to be consistent. That's all you want as a player and as a coach. Consistent on both sides of the ball.
Cedar jump shot is off, and Tommy Amar loses it. Shout out to Pete Pollock strolling the sidelines here. He's working it.
He can taste blood, I think.
This would be a huge morale boost for Southwest, knowing that they could take Logan out without 3 of their top 5 players.
Yeah, again, Mitch Young, 6 points, 7 rebounds.
On how many shots,
on
Dave?
7 shots.
Well, that's the problem for me.
And, Cedar's going to give you what he's going to give you, 14 points on a good clip, and Baker's okay. He's on 16 points as well.
Don't forget 2 of those shots from Mitch Young. One was a transition dunk in the first minute almost.
Yeah.
Another one was a great pass from Cedar going baseline for a dish for a dunk.
Yeah.
So after those 2 Thunder dunks in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, he's had 5 shots.
Yeah.
That's a concern to me.
Yeah.
And it's the big concern, though, Dan, is that it's been consistent throughout the games that I've seen Logan, just not getting him enough opportunity. And you got to look at, when you look at the Logan lineup, Mitch Young doesn't perform, you're not winning a title, as Conrad converts with the left hand going to the bucket.
I think it also helps, and Mitch Young's a rare breed. He's a professional, so mindset-wise, this might be an unfair comment, but if he's getting looks and he knows he's a focus, and every 3 or 4 trips he's getting a chance to do his thing, that helps him defensively. I mean, it makes him more energetic to go and contest shots, to be split line help if his guys get beat, to rebound the defensive backboard. If you're not involved on offense, it's hard to stay locked in on D as well.
Yeah.
So I think it would help him on the defensive end to get him the ball and make an effort to do so every 3 or 4 trips at a minimum.
Yeah. And I think, too, I think this is only our second time we've called Southwest games. I think they're a reasonably well-constructed roster. I think Conrad and McGrew are a great combo with the Bairstow and Teasy and Vines. As McGrew says, Hey Thompson, welcome to the spin cycle, baby.
And then Mitch Young gets called for the goaltend. The lead is now 17 with 5:20 to go. Southwest took Logan's best shot, and now Southwest is putting it on Logan. 81-64, guys. I did not see this coming so far in the fourth.
Win or lose for Logan tonight, this is a great 5 minutes we're about to see. They got beat at home last week to a Brisbane team that they're probably going to hope to face at some point in the playoffs potentially. And they're now down big on the road in the last game of the regular season to a team they're playing next week in the playoffs. So even if they lose, but come out and make this a real ball game and play well, or if they lose badly, either way, it's going to say a lot about them in the next month or so.
Yeah.
Carroll, the veteran, hits a 3, cuts the lead to 14.
You know, I think the other thing too is, you know, just run some simple stuff for Mitch, you know, or just even some little to big cross screen action and so forth. You know, just real simple stuff where you're going to make the defense make a decision.
McGrew fading away. That was a bucket like I've never seen.
Yeah, I just see Young often gets stranded out here in the high post as he has a simple screen roll, 2 points.
So,
there we
but
go.
who passed it?
The Carroll-Young combo.
Sean Carroll, who knows he needs a touch.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a veteran leader, and I think that's going to be, it's like an extension of Coach Rucker on the floor almost, when you've got a veteran point guard who's played with some great players and knows when they need a touch.
Another turnover from Kerr.
And Carroll going to step into another 3. That's off. That would have been a huge bucket there.
I take it back what I said about Sean Carroll executing, but he did just hit a 3 a moment ago, so I guess that's a
listen,
heat check of
you know,
sorts.
yeah, he has to. I mean, they're down 4. He's got to make something happen. It was a good look.
83-69, 4 minutes to go. The clock not helping Logan at all. It's in Southwest favor. McGrew gets it, top of the key with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to get too fancy with it. Vines has to get it off. He flips one up. It's nowhere near the bucket, and Cedar comes up with it. Logan needs a bucket here in the worst way. Carroll skips it to Thompson. He's going to shoot a corner 3. That's good. Big bucket there from Thompson. And Coach Nate Tate's going to take a timeout with 3:35 to go, and his team up 11. We'll take a break as well with the lead. Southwest 83 over Logan 72 on QBL TV. Presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
In-depth video analysis is no longer just for the pros. Huddle is an easy and affordable tool that brings professional level insight to club and high school teams. Just film and track events live at games and upload them to huddle.com. Accelerate player development with team messaging, automatically generated shot charts and reports, and the ability to add notes and drawings to your video. Huddle even allows athletes to create highlights to help them get noticed. Sign up for a free trial to see for yourself how Huddle helps teams win.
Back here at the Hibiscus Sports Complex, it's the Southwest Metro Pirates over the Logan Thunder, 83-72, 3:35 to go in the game. Southwest took a timeout. What's Nate Tate telling his troops with 3:35 to go?
Just a bit of the same old, right, for the next couple of minutes. They've controlled the tempo better. They've handled their punches, and they're still standing, and they're standing fine. Again, utilize the clock, but still don't be submissive, if you know what I mean. Like, they got to be aggressive with the pill.
And Logan nearly caught Southwest in that full court press. Southwest breaks it. Cedar knocks the ball out of bounds. Vines has it now, going against the pocket. He's going to bring things out with 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. McGrew with Thompson on him, spins into the paint, flips it up and in.
Are they going to give it to him?
They're going to give him the bucket and the foul.
Jason Hay would not dare wave that one off.
So McGrew, and I like what Southwest does here.
Jason gave him one. He owes him 2 more.
But good recognition by Southwest. Thompson cannot guard Tanner McGrew in the paint. Good recognition, get him in the bucket.
And good patience. He was calm
and he completes a 3-point play.
Just gave a little mouse in the house call. The boys fed him the ball.
And I got to give Coach Nate Tate some credit tonight. I think he's really managed the bench very well. The minutes, he's given Kerr minutes when he can. He's given Guy minutes when he can, Jai Blackman. But other than that, he's kept it fairly tight his rotation.
Yeah. I think they got an 8-man roster tonight, right?
Cedar fading away. That's smooth. Right over Ryan Vines.
That's good, D, though. Tip your hat. That's a great bucket.
Yeah.
That's Cedar doing what Cedar does.
Yeah,
so you live with that.
He did that in the NBL, right?
Good press break there from Southwest, and good
Here
recognition.
you go, just high pick and roll, under 10 seconds.
Vines hands off for Conrad. Conrad leaves his feet, hits Piddle. Piddle puts it up. It's short. So a stop there from Logan. They need to get some buckets together and stops together quickly.
Yeah, kind of an ugly possession.
Sapakis fouled on his three-point shot. It's a bad foul there, so it stops the clock with 2:28 to go and gives Daniel Sapakis 3 shots from the foul line.
And worse than that, it's McGrew's 4th foul. So
Yeah,
obviously he needs to be careful.
I think he can hang out for 2.5 minutes, hopefully, if you're a Pirates fan. Good crowd here at Southwest tonight, too. Always a bit of a local derby. Pirates Logan.
Yeah, it's a
good crowd, but quiet, right? I mean,
lot of music being played.
yeah. They do a good job here with the DJ this year. Has been a good addition.
So Sapakis here for 3 big shots. Hits the first. Got to give Jared Thompson some credit for Logan, too. He's played more minutes than I've seen him play all season, and they're good minutes, too.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, I think he's a Logan Junior. It's good to see Rucker giving them some opportunities.
Sapakis misses the second. Let's see what he does with the third. That's good. So the lead is 10 for Southwest with 2:28 to go here. Sapakis leaves his feet. That's the Cardinal sin, and then Cedar fouls Piddle from behind. That's going to put Southwest in the bonus. So Piddle's going to go to the line for a couple shots here.
Yeah, Logan doesn't want to stop the clock and put him on the line.
Piddle on the season, shooting 57% from the free throw line. That's pretty surprising for someone with that's such a quality shooter like Luke Piddle.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm being honest, he was never a great shooter. He's obviously gotten a bit better over in college, but again, I love his motor, love the defensive intensity that he brings.
Sapakis swatted by McGrew.
I want to see him.
Vines comes up with it, goes right to the rack. Layup is no good, but he's fouled. How about the block there from Tanner McGrew?
That was nice.
That was
That
great.
was really nice.
I wish I had my full voice there. You might have actually heard the call.
Doesn't matter, we could see it, it was money. Knock these foul shots down. We've got a 14-point game with a couple minutes left. Would we consider just fouling Boardman? 30% foul shooter. Why would Coach Rucker not just go and hack him?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hack a Boardman.
Why not? It's worth a shot.
Yeah,
36% foul shooter. Let's get the ball back.
You got to get buckets on the other end, though,
You've got
Dan.
to pass a couple of possessions. Absolutely.
Vines hits 2 big free
It
throws.
speeds the game up a little bit in terms of getting extra possessions for Logan offensively.
Looks like Coach Rucker might be going to the bench and throwing in the towel here. He inserts Leo Lo-Fi and Saul here with 2 minutes to go.
I don't know about that. Like, if we're down 12 with 2 minutes left next week, we want to know that we can get that lead back. So I hope that's not the case.
Sapakis going to fire a 3. That's good. That's a big bucket. Cutting the lead to 11. We're under 2 now, though. .90-79, minute 50 to go. Conrad has Thompson on him, so he's going to go right at the defense, flips it up and in.
I love it. Love the left little hook. Coming back to the middle from Conrad. He's been good tonight.
He has been very
really
good.
He has been very, very good.
And we knocked him for a couple of the jump shots, and a couple of them went in. Sapakis misses one.
Go outlet. Conrad says, I want to hoop in trans.
Vine's going to slow things down, though, work some clock here. He knows his team has the 13-point lead,
Well,
minute
you're
20.
a big guy and you feel like you got to win, which Southwest should feel like, because this game's probably over. There's one thing on Conrad and McGrew's mind right now, and that is ripping the rim off the backboard.
Vines misses.
I love it.
Let's see if Logan can get another bucket. Sapakis goes behind his back. Going to step up, hit a foul line jump shot. Single digits now. Sorry, I would lie. It's an 11-point lead.
Yeah, Piddle, I mean, again, a little bit of love. Piddle and Vines have been good tonight. You know, the short-handed guards have done a really good job have pretty much played most of the night.
McGrew steps back, misses. Good offensive rebound by Boardman. This game's pretty much over. It's an 11-point lead. We're under a minute to go here. Got to give, listen, it wasn't Logan's best game. They came out with the intensity in the third quarter. They cut it to 1, but credit to Southwest. They weathered the storm. They stayed composed, and they're going to come out with a really quality win. And now next week they come back here. They're going to face the same team knowing that they had an NBL guard in Brendan Teese to the mix.
And in saying that, I agree 100% with everything you said, but if I'm Logan, this game doesn't really matter when it comes time to tip off next Saturday.
But what about mentally, though, Dan? I mean, you know, you come in, it's a short-handed Southwest team. You gave them everything you had, and you still couldn't win.
Well, I'd look at the tape if I'm Logan. I'd say in the first 20 minutes of this game, we just didn't play as hard or execute as well as we should. And if this was a really young team, I reckon that's a concern. But if I'm Mitch Young, if I'm Tommy Amar, Baker, these experienced veteran guys, Sean Carroll, throw that in there as well, Cedar, they've seen it all at this stage in their career. So they can just say, fellas, that's not a good night. Last week was not a good night. It doesn't matter. It's playoff time. It's time to step up. And I think you'll find that Cedar, Mitch Young, these leaders will bring a lot of energy next Saturday night.
I just think maybe the Pirates are going to maybe want to don the black again, right? I mean, if you give Logan a good beatdown in the Carly Adams special kit, they might try and bring it out next Saturday night.
And you know, we can't take away from what Southwest has done here. They've played one of their better games of the season. They're going to get a huge win. I think, you know, going into a finals matchup, you want to be playing your best basketball, and arguably Logan has played some of their worst basketball in these last 2 weeks. You know, can they turn it around in time to pick up a win in the playoffs? If you lose next week, you're done.
Well, I think we need to get, if I'm Logan, Tommy Amar more looks. I think he's the kind of guy that can give you 12 or 13 points in a playoff game, and I think you're going to need that because Southwest with McGrew next week, they're going to be pretty comfortable that Mitch Young's going to get buckets, but we can play him ISO. McGrew can handle that. Cedar, we can handle what he throws at us, but if he gives us 20, that's not going to beat us on his own. So Logan's got to go and find points from somewhere else. From what I've seen, Saposkis is probably not that guy, I wouldn't think. Whereas Tommy Amar can defender 1, defender 4. He can shoot the 3 ball, he can take it inside, he can offensive rebound. He's the kind of guy that I think you need to find ways to get more involved. But from Southwest point of view, you could not ask for a better lead into a playoff game than what we saw tonight, knowing that we've got Brendan Teese to come back in who's going to slide back in seamlessly.
Dave, what are your thoughts on the guy?
Yeah, I think spot on. I think we've talked about it, you know, in pretty simple terms. And again, Logan's got a couple of things to work on next week. You know, if I'm Logan, I throw it out and go 40 minutes ahead of us next Saturday night. If I'm Southwest, I'm certainly reminded that we beat them pretty well without Brendan Teese, and that's got to give them confidence, right? So I think Southwest will be feeling pretty good about themselves coming into next week's first round of the finals.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup next week, guys. Tonight, 93-83 the win for Southwest. Taking a look at some final stats, Tanner McGrew, another double-double, 29 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 huge blocks. Captain Ryan Vines with the double-double, 18 points, 13 assists, and 5 rebounds. Luke Pittle had 15 and 5 rebounds, and Jason Conrad had a big 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Great job all around for Southwest. They shot 53% from the field, 35% from 3. So, you know, if you're letting a team shoot 53%, it's going to be really tough to get the win.
I don't know if Coach Rucker's going to listen to our post-game, but I would love to ask him what he thinks about letting Chris Cedar guard Ryan Vines from the tip next week to give him a bigger, longer look. Because if he can pick apart the court like he did tonight, I reckon they're in trouble. Or at least it gives Southwest a pretty good chance. So put a big body on him, length, and you can cross-match Sean Carroll and these other guys with someone else. But
yeah,
I would consider that just to take Southwest out of their rhythm straight away.
It's a good point because I think Sapokas gave him some trouble, right? He blocked his shot a couple of times.
Yep.
He certainly quietened him down in that third quarter. And, you know, I think that's an interesting point for sure.
And you look at the final stats for Logan. They didn't shoot the ball too bad either. 49% from the field, 27% from 3. They were 8 of 29 from three-point land, though. So very similarly, like we've said all season, not just with Logan, but across the board. When you rely on the three-pointer and it's not falling, you are in trouble, and that proved true tonight for Logan. Leading the way for the Thunder with 21 points was Daniel Sapakis. Cedar and Baker had 16 each. Mitch Young finished with 8 points and 7 rebounds on only 8 shots. He had a couple of blocks and a couple of turnovers as well, and not really much production from the Logan bench. They got 8 points from Thompson, 7 from Tommy Amar, and 4 from Simon Taylor. That's going to pretty much wrap it up, guys. Do you have any final thoughts before we call it a night?
No, we'll see you next week, Johnny.
Yeah, we'll definitely be bringing one of the quarterfinals, either the Brisbane-Ipswich game or the Southwest-Logan game. We'll find out hopefully during the week. I got to thank Gemma and Regan on their production. Got to thank Chris Eber on the camera. Of course, my co-callers, Dan George and Dave Derwin. I'm John Guarna. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another presentation of QBL TV by Nothing But Net Media.